This is for Communications 111. This is the speech, the informative speech with the PowerPoint for Professor Kelly Brennan. This is PCC winter term 2022. So for my last speech, I talked about my coach, so I thought it was fitting if I talk a little bit about the sport that I play. That being said, let's get into it. So, what is water polo? I'm going to give a brief overview of the sport, how to play, and a couple of tactics. So, let's begin with the history of water polo. So, water polo began in the mid 19th century in England. It was known as water rugby. It was known as this because it was a very physically demanding sport, well as a lot of physicality in the sport. A lot of pushing, a lot of grabbing, a lot of pulling. So as you can see, one player's got the ball here and he's trying to score it. You can see a goal behind them. They're trying to get that ball into the net behind the two posts on each side. And that would be considered a goal. So in this sport, you can't touch the bottom of the pool, so you need to be treading water the entire time. We have a movement called the egg beater to keep us up out of the water, to be able to elevate, to be able to shoot. And players can move by throwing the ball to a teammate or by swimming with the ball and pushing it in front of them. They can only hold the ball with one hand, and the only other person who can use two hands is the goalie to block, to throw, or to stop the ball, but usually he just throws with one hand and only uses two hands to block. So right here, I have a picture of a player getting up to shoot. He's using his legs to elevate, and you can see that he's only using one hand to throw that ball. If this player were to be shooting the ball and he were to score, we would go to the halfway of the pool and we would do what's called a lineup. It's very similar to a lineup in football, except if you were to score, that ball would go to the other team and they would be playing their offensive possession. So in the sport, it is 6-on-6 with one goalie for each team. So 7 players total with 6 field players and one goalie for each team. Substitutions happen when a timeout is made or if there is a goal scored. So here shown in the pictures are some basic equipments for a game. You can see the balls with the different sizes, the men's, women's, and kids size, the water polo goal, and we have lastly the caps. So the caps are used to be able to tell which team is which. So they're usually dark caps and white caps. And if you look closely on them, you can see they have little ear protectors to keep your ears safe from a ball that might have missed and hit the post. If it hits you in the head, it doesn't get your ear, or to protect your ears from being grabbed or punched because you don't want a ruptured eardrum, which would happen a lot more in water polo if we didn't have those ear protectors. So we have 2 referees in this sport, one on each side of the pool. And at the beginning of the game, all the field players line up on each side of the pool on their side, on the defending side. And the referee will get the ball. He'll go to the middle of the pool and he'll blow his whistle. He'll throw the ball to the middle of the pool and they will do what's called a sprint. And in a sprint, both teams are trying to get to the ball first, and whoever gets possession will have an extra offensive chance to score. So like I said before, water polo is a niche sport. It's not very well known here in the States, but it is very popular in these Eastern European countries such as Serbia, Hungary, Montenegro, Romania, or Croatia. And if you were to watch the Summer Olympics next year, you probably see one of these Eastern European countries win gold that year. They're very competitive. It's very popular in those states. And I think it's safe to say one of them will win gold. Probably Serbia this Olympics. With that being said, I hope you learned a little bit about the sport. I hope you liked it. And this is just for my professor now. I've included the bibliography here and my outline so you don't have to go searching for it on the Google Doc just to make things a little bit simpler. I hope you enjoyed it and have a good rest of your day.